Jamendo.com. Hi guys, welcome.
Okay, hello guys, thank you for joining
Hi.
us again on another segment of our video on your way to grad school. So today we'll be talking about. Okay guys, in this video we'll talk about the statement of purpose, which is one crucial about this year, about this book that they probably taught 6 years ago. They can't remember, so they will just write something. But if you sit with them and if they already have your statement of purpose, that will juggle much of their memory to say that, oh wow, I'm not here. They will say that, yes, I remember this student, and then they can tailor their letter.
How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so Musumola.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. So typically, tell me, I'm interested in graduate school. I'm in Nigeria. I don't know anything about how to apply to schools in the US. Tell me the first advice you'll give me. How can I start this process? I want to come and study for my master's or PhD, but I don't know anything. Just tell me what you would advise me to start with.
Okay, so for me, what I did was that I first Googled the 10 best schools to study English since I'm a graduate student and I'm in the Department of English. So I would say the first thing to do is to go to Google the 10 best schools where you can study your proposed course of study or whatever field or research that you're interested in. And then after doing that and you see the results, then you can visit the websites of those various schools. And I think this is where the research really begins, where you now start to find out about those schools, what are the admission requirements and all. And one interesting thing is you find out that most of the admission requirements are usually the same, right? So yeah, so I think I should just ask you, like, what are some of those general requirements?
Yeah, so I mean, I've found that mostly, like you said, there are standard requirements. It will vary from department to department, from school to school, but there are conventional standard requirements. And these include some standardized tests. So it's either you take, there's an exam called Graduate Records Examination, the GRE. So that is usually required by many schools if you want to come apply to a graduate program. So in addition to the GRE, because we come from a non-native speaking, we come from Nigeria, which is not a native English speaking country, they usually request that we write a language testing proficiency exam. So either the IELTS or the TOEFL. We'll talk more about these tests in other videos. So requirements, tests, GRE, TOEFL, or IELTS. Then in addition to those tests, you need your transcripts, of course. You need to ask your school to send your transcript. Then you have to write an essay called a statement of purpose. That which is where you tell the school that you're applying to, this is why I'm applying, this is my interest, blah, blah, blah. Then in most cases, they will also require a writing sample just to test, to see like what's your level of writing, what's your writing skill like. And then in addition to that, you also need recommendation letters from people who have either taught you before or that have supervised you in professional capacities, people that can attest to your capacity to succeed on the program you are applying to, right? Yeah. So writing sample depends on the course of study. Some programs won't ask you for a writing sample, but some would. Yeah, so I think those are like the standard requirements. The standardized test, GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, then your statement of purpose, SOP, your recommendation letters, your transcripts, and depending on your program, a writing sample. Did I miss out anything, Musu?
No, I don't think so. I think you gave a really brilliant answer.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And yeah, so I think like those are the main things to, think about and to prepare for as you decide to um, search or just begin this process of graduate study in the US. So, or even in any other
Country.
country, yes, but specifically for the US, these are some things to consider. So I
Right.
think in our next video, we'll talk more about these different documents and requirements. And I guess another important um, requirement or a salient part of this process is the application form, right?
Right.
And this is where your statement of purpose, writing sample recommendation letters, and test scores will go into. So these different documents will be required when doing your graduate school application.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much, Musu.
Yeah, thank you too, Kayode.